Guys, we are in episode 2. I cannot believe this is real. This is for all you hoes that doubted me and never thought that I would make an episode 2. Guess who is back? And let me tell you, there has been many improvements. I have ambient lighting. This is supposed to go here, but it doesn't look that aesthetic, so I'm gonna be holding it for now. Welcome, guys. Where things are messy, where things are never planned. Welcome to, and I forgot the name again. Wow, all over the place. See, this really signifies what I am here for. I am all over the place, but guess what? We are here for a second episode. I literally cannot believe it. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I just, I had this feeling. Hold up. It's time to put this hoodie on. Wait, I feel like such a podcaster right now. Wait, I actually feel so real right now. The fact that I just said podcast, meaning that, is this official? Is this a podcast? I still don't know, guys. I really don't know what this is because, I feel like my baby is still in the early stages and I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe there's a miscarriage. Who knows, So since we're still in the early stages, we have a title and I forgot it again. I don't know why I genuinely keep forgetting the title of my podcast. I'm edging. I'm sorry, I'm edging. Okay. As you guys can see, I am not in my car. We have changed the location, okay? Because when you feel something inside of your body and you're like, I need to do this right now or it's never going to get done. This is what I was feeling. I was taking a shower, which is quite surprising for me. Actually, that's not true. I actually shower. Okay. Wait. We're already getting off topic, but I'm interested in this conversation already. Yeah, I actually don't shower every day. I think it's a little disgusting actually if you shower every day, and let me give you my evidence behind that. So it's not disgusting, but I feel like you're doing way too much because listen, your skin does not need you absolutely rubbing the absolute out of it. I'm trying not to curse, okay? I'm gonna listen, I want to be real, I want to be raw, but I want to be monetized. So I am not going to be using curse words because also, I lived life. I swear to God, this is a real conversation, a real thing that happened. I lived life thinking that cursing makes you more intelligent, which we will be talking about later. You see this? You see what I'm doing? I'm trying to make this real. I thought cursing made you more intelligent. However, I'm finding out because I had a conversation with my friend while we were in line trying to get free Chick-fil-A, which we did get free Chick-fil-A. If you're watching this, I love you. I got my sandwich. She didn't want her sandwich, so she gave it to me. But in that line, we were in that line for a bit. It was like a fundraiser at my school, and they were giving out free Chick-fil-A. Whatever. We were in this line, and I told her, I'm like, "Oh, dude, did you know that cursing makes you more intelligent?" Actually, and that means I'm the smartest hoe in the room because I curse all the time. Turns out that is not true. There is no scientific link between intelligence and having the mouth of a sailor. So there's that. So I'm trying not to curse, so I could be smarter, or not smarter, but just like, I don't know, like a decent human being maybe. Guys, I promise I don't do any substances, but I have nose issues, nasal problems. I don't know. I was like editing my episode for last week. Oh my god, wait, give me a second. I was editing my episode for last week and I realized how many times I touched my nose, and now I'm like icked by it. I don't want to touch my nose ever again. But yeah, so I'm trying not to curse. So let's forget about that. But I don't shower every day. I shower every other day because if you are rubbing the absolute heck out of your skin, the only thing you're doing to yourself is drying it, and you are, your skin is the biggest organ you have in your life, so I think protect it so you can have it for a long time. Also, if you guys didn't know, let me put you on. I also don't wash. I don't wash my face every day. I do wash it every day, but I only wash it, in reality, I don't really wash my face every day, but that's not by choice. It's by laziness. Not by laziness. It's just like sometimes it just doesn't happen. By the grace of God. It just does not happen. Sometimes like the face just does not get washed. However, teeth are always brushed. Okay, so shower not always had, teeth always brushed. Maybe I'm doing a skincare routine. Very give or take, but I am certain 100% you have to brush your teeth twice a day. Like, okay, we all know this. But again, with the skin, if you overwash your skin, you're just tearing the skin barrier. Look up a dermatologist, okay? Don't. Hi, welcome, guys. I'm genuinely so excited. I know I'm like kind of talking BS right now, but like, just let me stim. I think that's what people let me stim, and then we'll get into the conversation a bit later. But I'm just excited. Like, genuinely, I'm excited because I have never done anything consistently, so me having a second episode is so consistent of me, and I'm just very happy about it because yeah. Anyway. Let's get into it, everyone. We have a lot to get through today. I have 3 words to start this conversation. I love LA. And I'm not stating a statement right now. I'm not stating a statement. That is the name of a show. If you didn't know, so I Love LA is a show. And, I saw it on HBO. I saw it. It was there. I didn't click on it because it didn't call me. It didn't call my attention. I had preconceived notions that the show was going to be... I don't have a word for it. I'm a bad postcat problem. I don't have a word for it. I don't have a word for what I'm feeling, but I thought the show, like, I was already kind of judging it before clicking on it. It kind of gave, like, goof. No, that's not a good word for it. No, it gave something that you have to understand to understand. No, that makes no sense. Okay. It just gave something. Oh my god. What did it give? When I first saw the cover of the show, I thought it was going to be poorly written, and I thought it was going to be one of those shows, if you understand what I mean. Okay. But I did watch it. I binge. I'm a binge person. I definitely am. And I enjoy to binge. I don't know what the problem is with binging. I was having a conversation with my boyfriend, and he was telling me that I'm watching shows incorrectly because I'm not... He used the word instant gratification. Okay, I want to be instantly gratified, and I enjoy it. But in actuality, I probably shouldn't want instant gratification because I did see a tweet once that said that instant gratification is bad. So, yes, I'm taking that out of my life in the next 3 months. So I still have some time to enjoy instant gratification. But we started watching it again. I fully wanted to binge it all in one day, but I was watching with my boyfriend and he wanted us to wait because at that point we were in almost the last episode. We did watch 5 episodes in once. No, we watched 7 episodes in one sitting, and he was not giving us instant gratification by withholding the last episode up until the next day. So that was his form of doing it. I guess he's watching shows correctly. I'm being sarcastic. But I started to watch it, and truth be told, I really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it. However, I do have some opinions about it. And Rachel Sennett, if you're watching this, first thing, I really enjoyed your show. You don't have to hate me. However, I just think that there was no main point. I understand that it's a fun little silly show and that they are living their lives, and that's kind of the point, Maya, Tallulah, Charlie, and everybody is living their life, which I love, and it was fun to watch. However, I didn't feel like there wasn't much character growth. Like Maya spoiler alert, Maya kind of starts off the show the same way that she ends it, maybe the only difference is that she and Ben shared a few fingers. I think that's really the only big thing that I see. And like maybe in the beginning of the show, she really did not like Tallulah, and then by the end of the show, She really liked Tallulah. You know what I mean? I feel like there wasn't. I mean, I can compare I Love LA to a Neo. Oh my god, why am I using the word Neo? Like, who do I think I am? I'm genuinely sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. No, I am. I'm sorry for being a tryhard. That's what I'm sorry for. But I think I Love LA is kind of. I think Rachel Sennett watched Sex in the City, completely fell in love with this. She's like, how can I modernize this? And I think that's what I Love LA is. However, I feel like in Sex in the City, the overarching, is that a word? I just say things. I don't even know what they mean sometimes. But I feel like the overarching, we're just going to go with it, point of Sex in the City is watching Carrie and the characters grow. They start out one way, and then by the end of the show, well, I know there's a big difference between I Love LA and Sex in the City, given the differences of seasons, because Sex in the City has a lot of seasons and I Love LA has one. However, even within the first season, I instantly felt attached to Sex in the City, and it made sense. I Love LA, I really do like it. I'm not attached, but it doesn't really make sense to me. I just feel like it's a show of, I don't know, people living, which is fine. That's good. But I feel like it would make it like a whole lot deeper. Like the show would have a lot more depth if they added, some character growth, some like point to the story. Like, I don't know, maybe the characters becoming better people. Why am I doing an entire over analyzation of I Love LA? Like, there's no way anybody ever is gonna do an analyzation of I Love LA, but I do like it. Okay, I did enjoy it, and I hope that they get a second season. And I mean, you know what though? This is Rachel Sennett. I'm pretty sure. Like, I've done no research, but I'm pretty sure that this is Rachel Sennett's first time writing a show. Okay, so let's give her some leverage. I will say something. Okay, if I wrote a show, it would be I Love LA. I swear to God, it would be exactly that. Maybe a little less funny. I will say, Rachel Sennett is so funny, and I'm definitely like an overestimator of my talents. I will say, I definitely do think I can do a lot more than I actually do, because I mean, I've written a script before, and it was just Euphoria, but I popped my on it. But talking about shows, I think there's one show in particular that I completely have to mention because it took control of my life for a week, maybe two, maybe three. Maybe I'm still actually not okay with life because I watched it. And it's a small Canadian show called Heated Rivalry. Listen, this is an actual conversation that I need to have right now because I'm not okay. Heated Rivalry. I started watching this maybe 4 weeks. Guys, look, I'm really. I actually have I have time blindness. I might have watched Heated Rivalry 5 months ago, and I could be telling you it's yesterday. I swear to God, I don't know why. I really struggle with knowing exactly when to place things. Life in this age has become kind of a blur. After 9, life just completely flips on you. Don't remember anything. Everything just gets like jumbled in together. But I watched Heated Rivalry, and I'm already overstimulated. Just mentioning the name. Okay. Just be okay. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm gonna be okay. I watched Heated Rivalry, and I watched it with my boyfriend. We started watching it together. He always puts me on shows. I'm not gonna lie. He put me on Game of Thrones and every other show that I watched in my life, and I really don't give him enough credit. And maybe I should. Maybe I should give him enough credit because yes, he put me on to Heated Rivalry. I don't know why or how he even got me onto it, but I do remember seeing like TikToks or tweets about it, and I was like, I'm not watching that. Like, why would I ever watch that? And I do remember seeing like the cover on HBO, and I was like, this is like, what is this about even? You know what I mean? Because I will say the cover looks a bit like those Colleen Hoover books if they were personified, and that's what the cover of Heated Rivalry looks like. You know, so I was not particularly intrigued by it. However, boyfriend gets me into it. We watched one episode and I was wet. I was completely and utterly moist. You know, down there, like the actors, Connor, Connor's story, like Connor's story. Like I genuinely hope that any of the actors, I mean, they will never, ever, ever, ever see anything. When I finished watching Heated Rivalry, I maybe made 20 TikToks in one day talking about Heated Rivalry. I was really feeling inspired that day, and like my brain, I swear to God, was like the neurons were actually going off, and I had so much admiration for this show. And I finished episode 1, and I was wet. I was like, okay, love the, you know, steamy scenes. It was great. However, you know, I didn't really feel like there was much of a storyline there in the first episode. Please give me a second. In the first episode, I feel like there wasn't much of a storyline. And then I remember the next, like a few days later, because like we watched it, I was like, okay, like I wasn't hooked yet. Okay, I watched the second episode because I had gotten Chipotle. I got Chipotle. When I get Chipotle, life makes sense again. And I remember I need to sit you down. I'm gonna paint the scene for you. So I get Chipotle. I was already in the best mood imaginable. I get to my car. My boyfriend's in the car. And then we go to a different parking spot, which is more in the shade. You know, it was a bit hot. So we go to this part with the shade. And I'm like, should we watch something while we eat? Yes, we are. I click on Heated Rivalry. I start playing it. And this is... I actually remember that it was episode 3. So that means that we had watched episode 1 and 2 already. See, time is of the essence. I had watched episode 1 and 2 already with him. And the sex was amazing. But it was a lot of sex. Like low-key soft pee, if you know what I mean. Soft is what it was given. And like again, I didn't feel like there was much of a story there. It was, I mean, like there was a story, but it was more so like a toxic triangle, or it's not a triangle, a toxic two-way relationship between Ilya and Shane. And I was like, okay, like whatever. Like, love the visuals, love the cinematography, love the acting. The acting is so good. I genuinely believed that Connor's story was fully Russian. Like, the way that I perceived this show before I finished watching it, like, I was making these scenarios in my head. Like, I genuinely thought that this was, like, a super famous show. Like, I mean, I knew that, like, I really thought that it was Colleen Hoover's gay version. I was so wrong. It's healthy to admit when you're wrong, and I was more than wrong. I was like absolutely like flip me on my face, spit on me like a pancake. Like I was watching episode 3 in this Chipotle parking lot. I had put my phone on the dash. I clicked play. And this is the episode with Scott Hunter and Kip. Oh my God. This is the first episode where we really got a glimpse into what gay love can be. And I was absolutely transformed. I went in there Chihuahua and came out a Pomeranian. I grew hair. And I loved it. I wanted every inch of hair that I got because, oh my God, it was amazing. What I was watching on that screen, it was just like, I can't compare it to anything else I've ever seen because it was so amazing. Like, it was genuinely like, that was when I peaked. Episode 3 of Heated Rivalry is when I peaked. And then I absolutely fell in love from that point. And that was that. I didn't watch any more that day. I remember, though, a few days later, I was all alone at home. And this is, like, the first time that I had been all alone, like, at home. And I was, you know, doing what people do alone. I was listening to music. I was having fun, whatever. My parents come home. My sister comes home. I'm like, okay, this is what's happening right now. They are here. But then cut to, like, 12 a.m. They're asleep and I'm awake. as always. You know how it is. I'm like, I don't want to go to sleep. Let me watch something. Oh, there's this show called Heated Rivalry that I'm kind of watching. And I was watching it with my boyfriend, but he wasn't looking. So I was like, goodbye. I'm going to put the show on. So I put on episode 4. Hi. How are you? I'm wet again. And I'm so wet by this point. But I'm not only wet, I'm in love. I'm feeling these emotions that have never fully been realized in my heart. Like, I'm feeling areas that have been lacking any sort of like blood movement in years. I was. The whole was too stunned to speak. Let me tell you. It's like I was fed, sat, my diaper was changed. Life was like the gears were turning in that moment. Everything was perfect. Like, imagine the lights are dark. It's just you. The world feels silent because, like, when it's late, the world just feels so silent. Heated rivalry on your screen. I need nothing else. Grab my popcorn and a ginger ale, and that's all I need forever. So I watched episode 3, 4, and 5. No, sorry, 4, 5, and 6. I had to watch episode 4, 5, and 6 that night. And I woke up that morning. First, let's talk about episode 5 and 6. Episode 5 and 6. Episode 5 and 6 were perfection. The writing of this show. It was like, this is the first gay show that I have ever seen, and been so surprised at how realistic it is. Like, yeah, like, I'm sure most hockey players are not gay. And I said, I'm kind of not sure. Like, I'm kind of sure. Like, I'm not 100% sure because I don't know what's happening in those locker rooms. Let me tell you, I've never been in a locker room with hockey players, personally. However, these dudes are gay. And that's the gag. So I finished these episodes. And the next morning I woke up and I went right on TikTok. And I'm seeing edits. I am seeing edit after 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 edit. And I feel like I'm part of a cult. I feel like I'm part of a community. The most welcoming and beautiful community that I've ever joined in my life. And I've never been a fangirl for as long as I remember. Like, I liked One Direction, but it was like a whatever type of like I didn't even have a bias. And that's what the K-pop girls say. I didn't have a bias or anything. I was just like, okay, like, it's One Direction. I watched Call Me By Your Name and I really liked it, but it wasn't like this. When I tell you that when I tell you that I am obsessed with Heated Rivalry still to this point, I followed the actors. I looked up their life story. I looked up how much they made for Heat. I've looked up every question imaginable. What do Connor Story's feet smell like? Like, I'm hooked. Okay, I'm hooked. And I'm in love with Connor Story. And I truly hope, never say never, but I know Connor Story will never see everything of what I made of him because it would honestly be concerning to him. Genuinely concerning. Okay, I love him. I even watched interviews, and I had to stop watching the interviews. There was this one interview where he was talking to this other guy and they were on a bed. If you know which interview it is, that's great. Yeah, I had to stop watching it because I was getting a bit too upset that somebody was sitting with my man on the bed. No, not gonna happen. Goodbye. Clicked off, deleted YouTube. However, we are here now. Okay, so I'm still obsessed. Hashtag love, hashtag your mom. However, like, time heals all wounds, and my wound's a little bit more close than it was, like, 3 weeks ago. So that's good. I feel like I could finally eat and breathe again normally, which that was like a big issue for me after I watched the show. On the topic of shows, do you know what's not a show? YouTube. And you know what YouTube has been bringing to me? YouTube to me, I love YouTube so much. Like, genuinely, I'm uploading this to YouTube because I love it so much. And I have always loved making YouTube videos. And I've always wanted to be part of the YouTube community. And sometimes when I like watch the videos that I had like posted before, I'm like, this is insane to me. It feels crazy that I'm uploading, and it's just like it's like the whole thing is crazy to me. However, I will say that YouTube does not feel the same as it once did. I feel like we're at a point in social media period where it is a very oversaturated thing, and there's so many creators, so many people, so much everything, that I feel like it's kind of lost the spark a little bit. I remember, in my opinion, like the peak of YouTube was like 2018, 2017, 2019, like around that era. And I remember some of like the people that I used to watch, like Emma Chamberlain, Tana Moyo. I messed up. Sorry. Tana Mojo. Those are the only two that I feel comfortable with saying, because I like the only other person that comes to mind is like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, but like I don't want to say that because come on. So we're not gonna say it, and we're gonna continue. But you can imagine who I'm talking about. Like RCL Beauty 101 was a little bit further, but like just think about that. Think about that era, please. Like Tana Mojo and like Emma Chamberlain. I generally cannot remember anybody else, but you know what I mean. Like that era, I just felt like that was the most amazing era. Like I remember like coming home from school and just like watching that, and and like Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. Oh my god! Now I'm sure you have like a better picture of it. That time was just so amazing because I feel like there's like a select few of people that were very big in the in the space, like in the YouTube space, and it just made it so fun. You know what I mean? Like now I feel like it's YouTube before was kind of a thing where kind of like weird people, quirky people. I hate saying weird people because like I feel like I sound like one of those people, but I like mean it in a good way, not in a good way. Like I mean it in a way that's not cringy. Okay, just please, where like weird like unique people could just like post their life and like you loved to watch them. But like now it's kind of just turned strictly into a business, and like people are so calculated, and so like everything is like so perfect, and like it's such a way that it's like kind of lost its spark because everybody's just focused on making money, which is a great thing. Like I'm so happy that you can make money off social media, and like like I want to make money on social media as well. But now it's really like the like the bitches with calendars who like also have like a savings account or have now joined YouTube, and it kind of killed the platform. Not killed the platform because it's booming. YouTube is booming. Okay, I'm not saying that YouTube is not booming. All I'm saying it's not what it was anymore. It's not what it once was. Like we don't even have YouTube Rewind anymore. Like, do you know how excited I used to get at the end of the year thinking that the rewind was coming and that maybe one day I was gonna be on it? I will never be in a YouTube Rewind unless I make my own idea. Idea. Yes, I've had an idea. But see, like, I just feel like at this point in time, you can't even have a YouTube Rewind because it's like there's so many creators. It'd be too many people to fit in one video. Like genuinely, because it's just like there's not like the only big YouTuber right now that I can think of is like Mr. Beast, and the beastification of everything. Like that's a whole different conversation. Maybe I'll make actually a video on the beastification of YouTube. But I feel like what Mr. Beast has done to YouTube is kind of like turned it into, like, I don't want to say low key platform, but like just imagine this, that like what I'm gonna say, just use like your imagination. I feel like before Mr. Beast, YouTube was like low key and like cool, and now it's like mainstream. Do you know what I mean? It's like suddenly we have Netflix lighting. I hope that makes sense. But I do miss that time, and like just think about it. Like think about it. Now we're at the point where, like, let's say you wanted to have like a game show, like a YouTube game show. Do you remember that YouTube game show? Like, do you remember when YouTube released like shows? I remember James Charles' show was like one thing, and there was like another show where like Tana Mojo was on it for sure. I remember, and it was like they were like it was like a mystery, like Gabby Hanna, and it was like a mystery, and you had to like solve clues or whatever. So like I do miss what YouTube once was, but I mean like things grow, things evolve, and I guess like we're just like on the evolution of YouTube, and it's like nothing is gonna stay the same forever. But I don't know how much I love the path that YouTube is kind of like now in. I'm like block 50% of the people who post, and they don't allow them to post, and I think we'll be back where we started. But that was a joke. Please don't, because then I would not be able to make these videos for you. For a long time, I was not making YouTube videos, and I really do feel like it took me a very long time, because there were so many steps that I had to take to be able to like to post on YouTube, or like just like not even post on YouTube but just post myself, because it's like I don't know, like I feel like it's something that nobody talks about, but like I didn't feel like happy with who I was and like myself. I genuinely, and I talk about this like a little bit like last video, but it's like for so long and this is completely like not related to YouTube, but kind of like for so long, because of me not coming out, I just feel like I had to hide myself for so many years. And because I had to hide myself for so many years, for me to truly be myself, I think I started to be myself like from 18. So I feel like I generally couldn't post videos on YouTube or like social media really, because like I just didn't love who I was, and I just feel like if I couldn't be authentic, then there's no real point in posting. And also like I just didn't like I kind of didn't feel worthy enough to post. Like I kind of put YouTube and like YouTubers in like this pedestal, like for example Emma Chamberlain. Like I swear I was like, wow, like every step she takes is gold. Okay, so I will never fill those shoes. Like genuinely, this is something that I believed, and because of that, I feel like it kind of did impact me wanting to post, because I was like, wow, like I'm never gonna be as good as Blink X, Y, and Z. I'm not funny enough. I'm not. Never did I think I wasn't good looking enough, because look at this girl. You know what I mean? Like I think we always had that on lock, but like me not being funny enough was actually like a very big issue. Like I could not eat, like I could not sleep, like genuinely thinking that I was not funny enough. And it's like, what a thing to like be so anxious about the fact that I like I'm not funny enough. Like bitch, you are funny, just relax, like it's all good. It's not funny how unfunny I think I am. Well, no, now I do think I'm funny. Like low-key, I have like funny dysmorphia, because now I'm at the point in life where I think I'm so funny. Like I generally think I'm the funniest person in the world. By do one stand-up comedy show and then see the absolute tomatoes that people are gonna be throwing at me. So I mean, I probably will never be doing stand-up comedy in my life. Okay. That's genuinely one of my biggest fears, because it's like I feel like I'm one of those people that is like I'm more funny naturally. Like it's not like I can sit up here and like tell you a joke. It's more like like that shit just comes out random. Like I can't control it. Being a stand-up comedian must genuinely be one of the hardest jobs in the world. It's like you're low-key a court jester, but like in the modern time. Okay, like nobody's gonna like throw you from a trap door into the sharks if you like make one bad joke, but you're just not gonna get paid. And if you don't get paid, how are you gonna pay that rent? How are you gonna feed yourself? Like imagine low-key like getting paid for making people laugh. Like that's kind of my dream, like genuinely. But it must be difficult, because like okay, imagine, okay, this is the routine of somebody who's a comedian. You wake up, you check your phone, and okay, like it's whatever time it is, probably 2 p.m. I feel like all comedians wake up at 2 p.m. Like there's no way they wake up at 8 a.m. Like there's no way. Whatever, you wake up at 2 p.m. You have like a booking at like 8 p.m. and then you rented out this entire stadium, like a very big stadium, like an opera house or something. I don't know, Sydney Opera House. Fuck it. You go in there. There's maybe like 100,000 people. I don't know how many people fit in an opera house. We'll just say 100,000. 100,000 people waiting for you to make them laugh. What is that? Like that would actually terrify me. But like I kind of do want to do it one day. If I ever become a stand-up comedian, I think that will. There's like two jobs that I'm like, if I ever become that, like pinch me and like cut my head off with scissors. Comedian and teacher. math teacher, most of all. Like, that would gag absolutely me. Like, come on, gag me. What do you mean, me becoming a math teacher? M equals MC squared. Like, no, that's insane. I struggle. I have struggles, people. I'm not perfect, okay? I know you probably watch this and you think, wow, he's so perfect. Nobody has ever thought that in their life. I struggle a lot. And the thing that I'm struggling the most with, and I'll tell you right now, between you and I, laziness. God, I am lazy as F-U-C-K. I do not know what bone is lazy. Wait, oh no, we have a lazy bone. Like, actually, that's actually insane. It's genetic. Okay, I'm genetically lazy as hell. Like, sometimes I feel like an actual crossbred human sloth formation, because it's like actually a problem. Like, I feel like if I could lay in bed all day, I would. If I could just not eat, like, imagine if you could just be in bed, not eat, not drink water or shit, the peace that would bring to your body. You don't have to wipe. You would not have to wipe. Not that I don't wipe. Listen, I have a bidet. I actually have a bidet, and it's the best thing. Bidets are life changing. Bidets are the Japanese are the kings and queens and monarchs of the world. The Japanese know they know how to make a bathroom, okay? Because what do you mean toilet paper? What do you mean wipes? No. I'm gonna spray that shit down with water and hope and pray for the best. And yeah, no, it worked. And it works, and it works so well. I just, like, low-key have a fear that you guys are gonna think I'm disgusting, because I'm like, yeah, I don't shower, I don't do this, I don't wipe. Yeah, I do wipe. Okay, so I'm like, that's the only thing I only wipe. Yeah, about that shower. But I am very lazy, and I don't want to say I'm lazy. I want to say I am more willing to choose the lazier option. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a hustler, I don't think. Like, I am a hustler, but, you know, by force. It's not like I would choose to be a hustler. Like, if somebody's like, be born a Nepo baby, or like be forced to start from zero and then work all the way to the top. Like, I probably wouldn't choose the work all the way to the top, even though, like, it would be more fulfilling, and like, I love to be filled, and that's a good thing to do. So maybe I'll choose that one, just to be, like, morally correct. But realistically, I'm choosing Nepo baby. Like, let's be real. I feel like there are maybe probably people in life who would genuinely love to never be a Nepo baby. It's insane to me that somebody would choose to not be a Nepo baby, but to each their own. I love you in any shape, way, or form that you come, even if you're not rich. I've had to learn to love poor people, because I am one. So, and I love myself. So, I'm kidding. I'm not poor. I actually say this as a joke. Like, I know it's very important to watch what you say with your mouth or whatever. I am rich. Okay? I'm rich as hell. And on the topic of rich, you can not only be rich financially. There's also being rich in knowledge. And that is something that I want to dive into this year, because listen, everybody's talking about wearing the Acne Studios jeans. Who's saying that? I don't know. I feel like we don't talk about intelligence enough as a society. That was probably the dumbest sentence to come out of my mouth. No, but actually, like, I don't think that we pride ourselves enough on being intelligent. I feel like we need to read more books, okay? And I am a perpetrator of not reading enough books. I have a whole library. There was like 1 year last year where I was like, you know what? This is my year of reading. I'm gonna start on my reading. I'm literally Kai Cenat's reading journey, but I really got into reading, and I got like a bunch of books. And I remember like for Christmas I only asked for books, and genuinely so glad that I have that now. Like I really do like reading, but it's like I don't know why this happens, but like every time I'm reading a book I will fall asleep, like without a doubt. Like I'll fall asleep, take like a 20-minute nap, wake up, keep reading, and then after I wake up from that, like my nap, I don't have much in me after that. Like I have maybe like 10 words left to read in the book because I can't do it. But last year was the first time that I ever finished a book willingly. I want to make that clear, willingly, okay? I have finished a book. Like, I probably have finished a book before that. Like, I can't guarantee it 100%, but it does seem like something that I would have done in the past, maybe for a class assignment. But willingly, I did finish a book, and I think the first one that I ever finished, I remember, is Animal Farm. Yeah, Animal Farm. You probably thought it was a children's book. No, it was an actual book, and it was very good. And then the book I read after that was The Diary of Anne Frank, which is an amazing book, by the way. And I really do hope that you guys read either or both, because they're great books. And like, I really do want to tap into my intelligence. No, I'm kidding. Like, into my book reading, like, genuinely. And also, I really want to focus on like being intelligent this year and not be a dumb ass bitch, because I was watching, like, something that I genuinely hate is not knowing the words that I want to express myself with. Like, I remember in the beginning of the video I was talking about how I Love LA is like this type of show, but I genuinely just didn't have the words to describe it. And like, there are enough words, like there, so many words exist. Like, genuinely, so, words. Like, I remember there's this one time that I downloaded this vocabulary app. There are so many words to describe exactly what you mean. Like, I mean, like, not only is there a way to describe how you love, there's a way to describe exactly how much you love a person, just to give you an example. But I think 2026 is the year of really like looking up a dictionary and figuring out what things mean. Genuinely, like, I don't think it's funny to be dumb. I don't think it's funny to want to be dumb. Like, I think it's, dumb to be dumb. I genuinely think so. And I think that we should all strive every day to be a better person and to be intelligent, because without intelligent people there's only dumb people, and who wants to be dumb? Like, that's so dumb. Like, why would you want to be dumb? And I am absolutely tired. Also, I'm holding right here a book on the Constitution of the United States of America. This is not my book. I don't think I would ever purchase this. I love the feel of a book. I love the smell of a book. Like, generally, like, the smell between the pages of a book is like the best thing ever. And I am also the type of person that I prefer to do things analog than digital, rather than digital. And this is like something that, like, there are like benefits to having everything like digitalized, like less paper usage, but also like you're using batteries on the phone, so it's like, you know what I mean? There's pros and cons to everything. Yeah, I do feel like when you do things analog, like, for example, like read a book instead of like having it on your iPad, like feeling the paper, smelling the paper, like being able to like touch, feel, smell, like whatever you want to do with your book, it just feels more real to me. It feels like you're actually getting something out of the experience, where it's like when I'm just on an iPad and I'm typing away, like I don't get as much of fulfillment from that. Or even like, listen, like, I have an iPad and that's where I write my notes for school and stuff, but it's like when I write it on pen and paper, I'm telling you, it makes 1,000% of a difference. Like, genuinely, I feel like I can remember things better, like hand-eye coordination or whatever the but it's actually greater, I feel like, to do things more analog. Like, I will never look at a digital clock. Like, I will literally do the math myself of an analog clock. But yeah, like, analog, man, it's really the way to go. That's why I literally edit my videos on film by literally taping the celluloid strips together. Like, that's how I edit, and you bitches can never. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like I have just like released so much out of me. Like I genuinely feel like I needed this. I'm so glad that you guys were here with me. Listen to everything I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is episode 2 of All Things. Like, what is the name of our podcast? It's podcast / video. Okay. All over the place. This is the name of my podcast. I promise you guys that next episode I will remember what the name of this series is called. Like, I promise you that. Also, I'm kind of like getting absolutely horrified because I feel like I'm starting to sound like a valley girl a little bit, and like this is not who I am. I just have a really thick accent from the place that I'm from, which I'm not gonna tell you guys where it is. Not because I'm hiding anything, just because like I want you guys to guess. Comment down below where you think I'm from. But I have a really thick accent from the place that I'm born, and I'm kind of like I'm a bit self-aware about it. I was like hearing my last video and I was like, wow, it's got it on thick, lather it on thick, let me tell you. But I absolutely cannot believe that this is episode 2. I'm so beyond proud of myself for doing this. I think I'm gonna try to post every Saturday or Sunday. There's like a day that I'm gonna take to post specifically these videos. I'm having a lot of fun with them, and I cannot believe that you guys are watching. I'm so glad. I genuinely hope that you grabbed a coffee, a beverage, even a ginger ale. I genuinely hope that you guys grabbed the ginger ale, and I hope that you enjoyed today's talk. You sat down, you relaxed, and you really came with me onto a beautiful place. I'm dead tired. Like genuinely, I don't know what time it is right now. I have no idea how to tell how long I've been recording for. But I'm so glad that you guys have stayed for this long. If you genuinely watched 2 hours, I'm gonna send you $15, I swear. You guys have a beautiful rest of your day.